All right, salary tips and tricks 101 for salary negotiations. You've got to call. All right, now let me tell you a couple points that are going to kill you right off the bat, but I'll tell you, don't make mistakes. Mistakes are the most deadly, the biggest sin of any type of interview. And let's start with mistakes. All right, I can't stress this enough. Resume, perfectly dialed. If you're a bad writer, hire a copywriter. Hire somebody who writes your resume. It's a couple $100. Who cares? Have somebody else do it. But I'll tell you that when I get a resume, the first thing I do is I skim over any type of grammatical errors, punctuation errors, alignment to the left side, left justified. You know what I'm talking about. Center justified where it's appropriate, the right spacing. I figure this: if you an interview, it could be literally the biggest day of your life. All right, this is how you're gonna pay your bills, and so if you're not perfectly dialed and focused on this job, I could only imagine how you're going to be if I give you the job and you've already made mistakes. Once you've got the job, you're going to get lax. And that's a problem, because then I've got to micromanage you, and I don't like to micromanage people. I want to hire you, and I want you to do your job, and I want to keep focusing on building the company while you're creating the operations behind the scenes, making it more efficient so we make more money. All right, because you're an operating expense at this point, and I want my operating expenses to be perfectly dialed, perfectionist. All right, so don't make mistakes on your resume. Number 2, communication. You cannot communicate enough, people. I'm being honest here. And when I say communicate, when you're talking to HR or you're talking to the person that you're about to interview, stay in touch with him. Don't act like you're so nervous on the phone. Okay, great. I'll see you next week. Bye. All right. No. There's multiple different types of forms of communication these days. I stick to text and email. Text is nice because it shows them that you're up with technology. And most CFOs or HR people, they're busy. These are busy people. They don't have time to talk to you on the phone. As a matter of fact, they don't want to talk to you on the phone. But send them a simple text. If you have their cell phone, hey, looking forward to our meeting next week. Anything else that you think of in the interim, let me know and I'll bring it over. That's a good thing because they know you're thinking about it and you're touching base. All right? Second thing, maybe you should go look at the building. Go look at the space. Go look at the tenants in the building. Find out who their competitors are. See what's different. Maybe do a little comparison chart on your own of what they do versus what the company you're interviewing with does. That shows a proactive employee, and I'll tell you, employers like proactive employees, not reactive. All right, because they don't want to tell you what to do. They want you to be proactive, take the initiative, and by doing that, staying in communication, that's taking initiative to communicate with these people. So the day before the interview, and then I'm giving you the lead up. The day before the interview, connect with them again. They just want to confirm, and this is could be an email when they're busy. Looking forward to talking with you tomorrow. Just want to confirm we're still on for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Bam, bam. All right. It shows. Now you've talked to them 3 times in a week. They like that because they know that if you go dark for the week after you talk to them once, that's not a good sign as an employee. So you want to be in there, talk to them 3 or 4 times. You know, it could be just a one-liner on email, but that employer knows that, geez, I got somebody who's good on follow-up and communication, and that's key of running a division. They may be somebody that moves up the chain to in more of a leadership role because they communicate to people. So I like it. So stay in touch. Dress. All right. Well, maybe by going through, find out their dress. You know, I would typically say dress up for an interview. If it's if you're talking about going to a ranch property, you probably shouldn't wear a suit. But most of the time, you know, if as a lady, you know, a nice outfit obviously is going to work for you. As a guy, business black. All right. 2-tone suits do not work. Do not wear a blue sports coat and khakis from the Gap. You will not get a job. All right, those days are over. It's called business black. It's a nice sharp suit. Do not wear a tight necktie that does not button and you can see it open. I see that crap all the time and it's annoying. I don't even hire people. If you cannot buy a $25 shirt and iron it with a collar that fits, you obviously don't look in the mirror, and it's a bad sign right off the bat. It's called detail. So something that fits, go spend the money on a nice suit, some cufflinks. In Texas, yes, we wear cufflinks to interviews. So wear a cufflink, wear a nice tie, wear a sports coat, not two-tone, not khaki, and not blue sports coat. That's for church, all right? This is an interview, all right? So nice and clean. Now, they may tell you, typically if they don't want you in a suit, they're going to tell you, listen, we've got casual Fridays. Feel free to dress down. Dress down to them, they may be in jeans. You do not wear jeans. All right? You wear a button down and you wear some nice slacks. Again, no khaki, please, no khaki. All right? So very nice. Maybe some gray, black shoes, black belt, always in the interview. Very nice, clean, simple lines, very crisp. Do not come in. I'll tell you, when I used to do interviews, I used to wear my undershirt to the meeting or to the building, and then I used to put on my shirt in the car or in the bathroom on the first floor, so there was no wrinkles by the seatbelt. Yeah, exactly. I'm a little OCD, but I'll tell you, nice and clean. If it looks like you've been sleeping in your shirt, you might as well not wear it. All right. So those are the big things that you should do up to the interview. Now you're into the interview. Tips and tricks. You got to show confidence. All right? You cannot be intimidated. Bring something to the interview that impresses them, and that's not your resume. Your resume is like everybody else's resume. It's got the same thing that you get from your counselor at college, and you go to the resume building center, and it's a template, and that's what everybody does. And yes, you can do Microsoft Excel, and so can everybody else. That's not impressive. All right? You need to show something. Take the initiative. Do something. Say, hey, I was looking through the Wall Street Journal. I noticed that you guys expanded by X, Y, and Z and increased profits for last year. Wow, you're a research bug. People like that. Do a comparison chart, like I said, pretty darn effective. Show them something. Hey, I was looking at something else, and I noticed a competitor was doing this, and I noticed that we didn't, but I've got a different idea of how we could really maybe take that market share. Now, even though you may be way off base, employers really like the fact that you're already thinking outside the box, and again, on how to make them money. Use those skills, dress sharp, be confident, you land your job, you're going to make a lot of money.